Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All Things About Cricket by JM. And today with us, we have Khalid, all over from South Africa. And it is very weird because he looks Indian, but he's actually South African. And today, he's here on my channel, and we'll have a discussion about India versus South Africa, the T20 World Cup match. So, how are you, Khalid?
I don't know how I'm feeling currently. I was excited leading up to this particular match, but as the days have come closer to the kickoff, I'm getting very nervous. I'm sure that the Proteas are also feeling
Yeah.
quite nervous heading into this match. I mean, it's the clash of the Titans. It's the biggest game of the group, in my opinion. It was always going to be, in my opinion. I know that Pakistan and India has a massive following and it's a massive rivalry.
Yeah.
But for me, as a South African, India versus South Africa in this group is the game for us.
Yeah.
So I'm excited but nervous.
But nervous. Actually, when you see, so there were only two main matches in the group. It was actually India versus Pakistan, and the second match was India versus South Africa, if you look that ways. And it's a very crucial match for both of the teams, to be one step closer to the knockout stage. So, when we see the stats, Khalid, we have seen that it's almost 13 is to 9 ratio of winning and losing. That is like India is on the upper hand and they are leading. So, what do you think that today's match will also pan out to be in favor of Team India, or do you think that South Africa can come very strong because they have a very good pace and Perth Stadium, as you know, it allows a lot of bounce and pace?
So I think the key to this match is that I think all the stats actually go out of the window. I had a couple of interviews with Robin Peterson, Richard Piber spoke to us. I also did an interview with Eric Simons on Cricket Fanatics magazine as well, where he gave us
Yeah,
some insight into the Perth pitch. Now I have some stats over here that it's from the last year since October 1, 2020. The run rate on this ground is
yeah,
7.92. The percentage of runs in boundaries is 57.5%. The win
yeah,
percentage chasing is 17%. And then they've got the economy rates against certain disciplines. For example, pace economy rate is 7.84. The wrist spin economy rate is 7.58. And the finger spin economy rate, quite funnily enough, is 7.14. So I was quite interested to see that. And it's maybe after seeing this stat, I've skewed maybe my view a little bit because when speaking to Simons and speaking to the other guys, they're actually in favor of actually playing one spinner in South Africa's lineup, where I am of the opposite. I think we should play full seam attack right through and
yeah,
drop the spinners. That's my
yeah,
opinion. But I think all the stats go out to the window with this one because on this particular pitch, on this particular ground, it's about, I
yeah,
think, sticking to your basics and simplifying the game and just playing your style of cricket. And I think if South Africa come to the party with their style of cricket and India do too, and they assess the conditions and play accordingly, it will be an amazing clash, I think, a real good
yeah,
Titans clash between the two. So
yeah,
I'm actually going 50-50 into this one. I think that South Africa have enough if they keep their lines correct on this pitch against India's attack and can stop them in the power play, then I think South Africa can win this match. But if that power play with the likes of your KR Rahuls, your Rohit Sharmas, and your Virat Kohlis, if they come to the party that power play, South Africa is going to have a mountain to climb, I think, going into this
yeah,
match. So it's
yeah.
about who applies themselves the best on the day, I think. And so I'm not going to look at all these stats. And I think it's a pitch where whether you chase or whether you bowl bat first, it doesn't really make a difference, in my opinion, on this particular ground going into this match.
Yeah, and Khalid, when you talk about spinners, do you think that there is a tussle between which is going on between Keshav Maharaj and Tabriz? Do you think that they will go with one of these spinners, or do you think that not none of them will play and maybe Nigri can come in?
I think that that's what they'll probably do is bring in Marco Janssen
Yeah,
and Lungingidi. Actually, I think they'll bring in
yeah,
both. I do think that South Africa will try to play to their strengths, in which is the pace bowling. I do understand the narrative of people wanting Keshav because of the bigger square boundaries, because of the how big Perth is as a ground. the spinner can come into play. A spinner like Keshav can come into play. I think someone maybe like Shamsi might get smacked down the short boundary straight down the ground, which is
Yeah.
quite a short boundary straight down the ground, and obviously behind
Yeah.
the keeper too. So I think behind the keeper is more going to be Nokia needs to get his lines and links correctly. I think that's going to be a key for us winning this match. I think they need to bowl to the stumps. I don't think that they need to push it out too wide.
Yeah.
I think they need to cramp India for space and stop them from scoring singles. I think as many dot balls as South African can pick up, I think that's what will give us the best chance to win this match. So I do understand the narrative of having a spinner, and I don't think it will upset me too much if we go with Keshav.
Yeah.
But I do believe that all seam attack can win us this game.
Yeah.
What do you feel about India with regards to your attack?
I think so. Of course, India will be going with pace, and they'll be going with the same squad they have been playing with. And it is said Vikram Rathod clearly said that they're going to back up KL Rahul, and he's going to open for Team India. And apart from, if you talk about particularly bowling, I think so, Khalid, because it's we are playing in Perth, okay, and the bouncy tracks will allow a lot of pace. And I personally feel that Bhuvneshwar Kumar can be a very vital bowler for Team India, because I've recently seen his stats. So Bhuvneshwar almost had like 14 wickets in 11 matches with an economy rate of even less than 6 against South Africa. So he can be very good bowler for Team India in the power play with the new ball. So I feel that he can lead the pace with the new ball, and then I feel that Muhammad Shami can also play a very important role in the middle overs. And but if you compare the pace attacks, like Khalid, if you ask me personally, that what do you think that which pace attack is better? Do you think it's South Africa's pace attack or it's India? So I would say South Africa is in a much better position at the moment, because with Team India, if we see after missing Jasprit Bumrah, there is no one who's clogging more than 140. You're getting
That's
every
the
bowler
problem.
is in range of 130, 135. That's it, max. Not more than, at least not more than 140 in it. And on the other hand, the pacers of South Africa, if you see, like in the previous match of South Africa, we saw Nokia almost getting the 4 wicket haul in it. So I feel the stronger hand is with South Africa, and India will struggle with pace in comparison to South Africans.
So I agree with you because the pace is going to be key, and I think that's the only thing that differentiates South Africa from the likes of India is the pace that South Africa have. We've got Marco Jansen that can bowl 145. We've got Andrik Nokia that can bowl 150 plus. I think at Perth he'll probably be even
Yeah.
faster. He might be able to get those record speeds that he got in the IPL 156 roundabout there. I'm hoping for.
I know,
Looking
right? I
greedy,
know,
he can.
breaking the records.
Yeah, that I hope that he can bring that type of
Yeah,
Anrich. But what I'm worried about with Anrich is the consistency and the accuracy. I think he needs to be accurate. But this is where I feel that India is dangerous. The first 3, 4 overs, particularly the power play, the ball will swing probably the first 2, 3 overs, I think, right? If South Africa can see
yeah,
that through, I don't think this is a power play type of game necessarily in the way that we think. I don't think that people are going to be thinking about striking 140, 150, 160, 170, both openers. It's going to be very difficult to do so in Perth. It's about survival for me and then kicking on, getting your middle order into play. So, from
yeah,
a South African perspective, obviously getting the Aiden Markrams, the David Millers, the Tristan Stubbses in a position to be able to kick the score to
yeah,
180, maybe 170, 170, 180, I think is defendable.
yeah,
But the problem is, and we can't shy away from it, is Temba Bavuma is extremely out of form at the moment at the top of the order.
exactly, yeah,
So,
yeah,
especially the swing, and Kumar and can swing the ball both ways is what I'm scared
yeah,
about. Because if they can't survive that, we're going to be in
yeah,
massive, massive problems. You see, the
yeah,
reason why Temba's not necessarily an issue so far so much is because he's been going out early. So it gives Riley the so time to settle in. If he was eating up deliveries and standing at the crease for a long time, and that would have put on pressure on someone like Riley Rousseau. Because if he comes in and
yeah,
it's 6, 7 overs and we don't have much on the board, then there's real trouble. So Temba has a
yeah,
big job to do And I think the only way he can do it is if he plays a patient, natural game, running between the wickets strong, trying to get those twos and threes, hitting the balls into the gaps. I think that's the only way we survive this power play, because I think Quinny is a type of guy, it depends on the day. I don't believe that
Yeah.
he's a type necessarily, he gets himself out more than people getting him out. So I'm very worried about
Mm.
that power play, and that I feel is going to win the game. If we can get it wicketless, I'll be happy.
And Khalid, you're talking about Temba Bavuma. So, what do you think that what is the one factor which is lacking? Because recently, before anything, before the World Cup started, there was a series between India and South Africa, and before that, there was a very big statement from his side that he was quite emotional with his journey. It has been like a roller coaster journey for this captain, and after his injury, he said that it's a very emotional kind of a comeback in the team, and then getting the form from down to up, and it's been a rough journey for him.
It's been extremely tough for Timba. My narrative on Timba is based on what players have told me within the camp, what players at the Lions have told me about him, what I've seen personally in T20 domestic cricket. That's what my opinion comes from, or my observation comes from. And what I've been
Yeah,
told, or what the narrative seemed to be, is that at the particular time when South Africa was in really a bad space with CSA, with the team culture and everything, Temba was one of the few people that stepped up to want to be the leader of this team and brought them
yeah,
together as a group. So I really respect his leadership qualities. But unfortunately, I've said it many times leading up to this particular tournament, he needs to get himself some runs and form with a bat for him to be ready for this match. I was actually of the opinion of dropping him in this match and playing someone like Riza Hendricks, but I can fully
yeah,
understand why they want to stick with the captain. A leader is so important, and a lot of captains in this particular tournament are currently struggling with their form. It's not only Temba, but if you look at the abuse that
yeah,
he gets, it's non-cricket related, and that's where I defend him. I defend him for the abuse, and I sent a tweet out saying I can defend Bavuma. I'm allowed to defend Bavuma for his abuse that he's getting, because it's very dehumanizing on social media, and still believe that Riza should play
yeah,
ahead of him because of form. So that's where I'm sitting
yeah,
currently. I wouldn't be upset if they pick Bavuma as long as he can play his natural game. I think he's getting too much in his own head, where he's trying to play at a quicker strike rate
yeah,
and trying to hit over the
yeah,
this ring and over the circle and playing a game that maybe doesn't suit him. I feel that there's still a space
yeah,
for good cricket strokes, especially at Perth. I think the Perth ground
yeah,
suits his style of game and his style of cricket the best. Even KL Rahul, I think it's going to
yeah,
really, really support him. Someone that likes to read between the lines and run between the wickets. It's a guy that likes to get his eye in and bat deep. So I think
yeah,
those two players will actually come out strong in this particular match. Hopefully, cross fingers. That will be, I feel, a massive decider between where this game is going to go.
yeah. That means, in short, the South Africa and India, both the openers are going to struggle in it. They both are struggling, whether it's Gale, whether it's Bavuma. So there is one
Yeah,
thing
that's
in common.
100% true. Yeah, we have to hope that the ex Mumbai partners can do their things for themselves.
Crazy. And also, Khalid, we've seen that recently there have been a lot of buzz around Quinton Deacock and the partnership with he had in the last match with this player really Rusu with 109 runs. I swear the pronunciation of these names are so hard. Trust me, it's even harder than going and batting and bowling against these big names.
Yeah, Rani Rousseau is an interesting one. I'm looking at the Perth
Yeah.
ground, and Rani Rousseau likes to hit the pull shot, the cut shots, likes to smack it down cow corner, etc. And the boundaries are quite big, so I don't think he's going to be a type of player that's necessarily going to find it very easy to hit massive sixes. I do
Yeah,
feel, however, if the game is set up for him, if he's coming in with South Africa 60 for 1, I think that will be
yeah,
by about maybe 8 to 10 overs. I think that will be a perfect opportunity for someone like Riley to come in and play his game. But
yeah,
the big hitters are going to struggle on this ground, I think. I don't think it's going to be as easy. There haven't been many sixes hit on this ground, actually. I mean, if
yeah,
you look at the boundary percentage, like I said, it's 57.5% in boundaries. So they're going to
Yeah.
find a way. It's going to be what's going to be key over here is simplicity and patience.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be the key for both teams. And with Kohli in the form that he is in now, and Riley in the form that he's in now, I think it's equal when it comes to this particular matter. But what I want to ask you about is, I know you are quite a big fan of someone in this team, Hardik Pandya. And Hardik,
Yeah.
I think, is going to be a key player for you guys. I think he's going to be a key player for you guys.
100%.
The pace that he brings, the pace
100%.
that he has, and extending
Yeah.
that lineup, of course. But what's your thoughts on Axel Patel? I would like to know that because I think that's going to be an interesting one if he does get selected, obviously, in this particular match.
Yeah, I think so. Khalid, when we look at the bowling part, uh, Akshar might come in, and they might play with Akshar Patel, but because they're gonna go with the pace heavy, they have to choose wisely with their spinners. Other than Akshar, I feel that Ravi Chandran Ashwin have a bigger chances of coming in because his stats against South Africa were pretty promising. Almost like in 10 wickets, he took almost 10 wickets in 9 matches. So if they're going to go with spinners, so there will be a big tussle between Ashwin, Akshar, Yuzi, and then so they're going to be a big tussle. But other than that, I think so. The pace heavy thing, they will definitely back more pacers like untouched Arshdeep, Mohammad Shami. So they're going to be there anyhow, and
I'm
then
scared of
they'll be
that.
adding more
I'm
pacers to the
scared.
squad. So with spinners, I feel India won't go with spinners in comparison to what they were playing in the other stadiums because Perth, it's like horses for courses kind of a thing. And Hardik Pandya will be bowling more this time because I feel that he is a very important and a vital player for Team India, particularly for this match, because I feel that few players can be rested, and Hardik has to play a very good role, in fact, in bowling as a proper all rounder because of his pace. As I said, that India lacks pace, and that pace only Hardik has at the moment in the playing 11 squad. If it will be announced soon, so Hardik has that pace. So I feel that Hardik has to play that very important role of coming in and bowling those 3 to 4 overs and taking wickets for Team India. So I think so. Hardik is the main, yeah, the signature here.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% actually. That pace is going to be key. I actually agree with Eric Simons and his narrative or his assessment of it. He said you could literally throw a dart at the team sheet of Indian players, and wherever it
Yeah,
lands on, there'll be a world class player. So it's literally that is what it is at the moment. It's two
yeah,
world class teams, two world class teams with their own styles of cricket, with their own strengths
yeah,
and weaknesses. If what I would like to see is everybody play to their best strengths and may the best man win or the best team win
yeah,
in the end of the day.
yeah.
What I would like
And
to see.
Khalid, before ending this live session, just quick few rapid questions. Just want to ask you. So be quick and be spontaneous. So one person, which will be your player of the match, be it from
Player of
South
the
Africa, be it from Team India.
I'm gonna go with I think Aiden Markram will be player of the match.
Okay,
I think that
and
he'll
who?
come in a situation where we'll be a wicket down maybe and he'll take us through.
Yeah, yeah. And who is gonna win? I not biased opinions.
Okay, so I think I think South Africa can win this. I think this is the best chance South Africa have to beat India because of where we're playing. If we were
Okay.
playing on any other ground, I probably would have put India as favorites.
Yeah. Okay. And one bowler you feel will take the most wickets today.
Um, I have to go with I think Singh. I think Singh, to be honest, other between Singh and Bhuvi.
Okay. Arshdeep Singh, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay. Uh, okay. So Arshdeep Singh is the main bowler you think that he can take good
because
wickets.
he can swing both ways. That's scary for me.
Okay. And what is the main? What is the average? Very lastly, what is the average score which is gonna like come up in the first inning?
I think a good score would be 180
Yeah.
on this ground. I think South Africa can defend that if we're batting first. I think
Okay.
180, 180, 170 would be a really good score to win the match. I think 160 is an average score, perhaps, maybe on this ground.
Yeah.
I don't know what you, maybe
And
you have the stats. I don't know what the actual stats are.
I actually don't know. Uh, so he said that about 5:15 a.m. here, waking up on Sunday at that time to watch, hopefully worth it. Big up. Yes, definitely, it's gonna be a clash of clans, man. It's how South Africa versus India. I really wish that there is no rain. I really wish that it's gonna be interesting, intriguing battle. It shouldn't be very one-sided. I feel that ball to ball and that one run with one ball and two balls and three runs, that kind of a match is very interesting. What do you think, Khalid?
Yeah, but I think that India have more in their setup with regards to running between the wickets. I think you guys have
Yeah,
a better game when it comes to running between the wickets, those threes, those twos, especially that
yeah,
middle order with Sky and Kish and Kohli. I think that you guys
yeah,
have a very good like middle order that can run between the wickets quite quickly. So South Africa, I think, might struggle there, and I hope that they are switched on and looking for those twos. I've always said the South African batters sometimes look that they're not playing um, meaningful singles. It's almost like fluky singles. So they'll hit a pull shot and it will run to the field and then take a single instead of playing an actual drive into the gap and then forcefully taking a single because they meant it.
yeah,
So I'm hoping that they can play more forceful singles rather than playing these hopeful singles that I'm saying, generally speaking.
yeah. And with this, Khalid, you're actually getting compliments more than me. And this person says you look good, sir. Definitely, Khalid is a superstar of South Africa, isn't
No, no.
it? Yeah. So
I mean,
any which way,
you bigger name than me, man. Come on, you're doing great
ah,
work in
come
the world at the moment.
come. Any which ways, thank you so much, Khalid, for joining and having this live session. It's been planning since long. Finally, we implemented it, and you are here. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for coming in and giving your reviews. I hope that South Africa plays well and may the best team win.
yeah. Thank you very much, Anavi, and I hope you can come on our showtime sometime too. I'll be chatting to you, and
Definitely, definitely.
you need to come. Thank you.
No.
Good luck to both
Thank you
teams.
so much. Good luck.